Hello Ananda, Marvel superhero Madam Spider released recently. Of course Brother Chong doesn't want to talk about this movie today. I discovered that Sydney Sweeney, the heroine, nicknamed Mud Girl, after seeing her, reminds me of earlier years. A very interesting black comedy starring her, Voyeur. Still watching, right? The plot twist inside really impressed me deeply. Today Brother Mouse will bring you a change of taste. Let's review this foreign black comedy Voyeur who exposes human nature. Let me see whose house has no curtains drawn. The heroine's name is Peepa. She is a professional ophthalmologist. She also has a very loving boyfriend Thomas. The two have been dating for a long time. Finally we rented a house and lived together. This is our home. I gotta live here with you. A hard day's work. They tidied the room, ready to start their life without shame. At this moment, they were caught by the flashlight from the opposite side. It turns out that there is a big photographer living in the apartment opposite. His home is also his photography studio. He is doing photography work. What is he like, a photographer? Or something looks like it, just as Peepa and her boyfriend. Before my eyes turn around, that photographer. He actually got intimate with her model. It turns out that the photographer and the model are a couple. These two guys started chewing immediately after taking the photo. Don't even draw the curtains. Ugh, disgusting. I turned off the lights. Boyfriend Thomas's eyes were dumbfounded. This is his first time watching a live broadcast. Peepa is so shy. Advise her boyfriend to stop watching it. But her boyfriend retorted, no one closed the curtains. Maybe I just like to show it to others. Maybe they just want us to see it. Hey, what are you thinking about? As the size of the couple opposite becomes larger and larger, Peepa got angry. She immediately stopped her boyfriend from peeking. You, here peeking at others. It's better for us to experience it ourselves. What's the point of watching other people? Follow me into the house. Peepa carefully prepared a set of pajamas. She's getting ready to have sex with her boyfriend Thomas. Celebrating their move to a new home today. Who knew that Peepa had just finished taking a shower and walked to the bedside? Dear look, I bought a pair of pajamas of the same quality. Do you like it or not? The next day when the heroine Peepa went to work, she told her best friend and colleague. Last night I peeked at what happened across the street. Unexpectedly, my best friend and her boyfriend had the same idea. Maybe those two are exposure lovers. He's entirely acceptable to look at. I mean, it sounds like they exhibitionists. Because of what my best friend said, it also completely tore off Peepa's sense of shame. After returning home from get off work, she began to unconsciously watch the scenery with her boyfriend. Opposite them, they suddenly discovered the photographer choked on his food. I am about to suffocate. Is he choking? Oh shit, that guy can breathe. I know she can see him. I know what to do. We do okay, here we go, good, yes. Fortunately, the hostess discovered it in time. It was a false alarm. Peepa suddenly felt so interesting. It feels like watching a live broadcast on my mobile phone. Or the kind of live broadcast of a couple's private life. It's like knocking on a pair of CPS. Exciting till night. Boyfriend Thomas fell asleep first again. When Peepa came to the living room to drink water, still couldn't help but look at the apartment opposite. He happened to see that the hostess was on a business trip, and this photographer was standing in front of the floor-to-ceiling window. Saw his wife off. What? Oh, look how loving they are as a couple. At this time, Peepa just discovered. It turns out that the photographer opposite doesn't have a very nice figure. My one is as hot as fire. His heart felt as if a cat had scratched him. Oh my god, this stuff looks so delicious. Peepa can no longer keep her moral bottom line. The next day he bought a telescope directly. He needs to be careful. Admire the figure of the photographer opposite. Never imagined. The photographer opposite is not an honest person. His wife just went on a business trip. The next day he brought other female models home. Photography work is all a pretense. After patting each other, the two of them started to fall in love with each other. The two of them are in love with each other. I don't know what heaven and earth are. What's even more outrageous is, he brought home more than one female model. People are replaced every day, but even if you find out that he is a big scumbag, Peepa still can forget his strong figure. Let her boyfriend accompany her to peek every day. He even had a bold idea. He wants boyfriend Thomas learn the tricks of the photographers across from you, and then communicate intimately simultaneously. Come on, take him off. I smell. This sister has completely let herself go now. However, what disappoints Peepa is that the photographer opposite has just entered the state. Her boyfriend is over. Disappointed Peepa could only continue to look at the other side. The photographer opposite is actually still in love. At this time, Peepa felt extremely disappointed. But on the surface she is still encouraging her boyfriend. Never done that before. It's hot. That's weird. After finishing, her boyfriend went off to sleep again. Next, the two guys Peepa and Thomas. He also told them about peeking at photographers. Share with their old classmates. After hearing this, the students started to cheer. Since the pursuit of excitement, just follow through to the end. Because of the cheering from classmates. Pipa has a bolder idea, just peeking can no longer satisfy them. If you can overhear the voice on the other side simultaneously. That would be more exciting, if you can hear the voices of the couple on the opposite side simultaneously. Would be better, an old classmate reminded her that. Her boyfriend Thomas, he is an expert in this field. When I was in college, Thomas gives it to the girl he likes. Installed a listening device. Your boyfriend was a master of eavesdropping when he was in college. You've been doing this for a long time and you're still a habitual offender. Just found a chance for the two of them, after the hostess opposite came back from a business trip. The photographer held a masquerade party for her. Pipa and her boyfriend decided to dress up, sneak into the masquerade party. The photographer actually didn't notice the two of them at all. I even took photos of them. Thomas succeeded in the photographer's room. A bug is installed. After sneaking home, two people are very satisfied. Tonight's sneak peek they can have synced audio. However, after the masquerade is over, they found the photographer and his wife opposite. There was a quarrel at home. Did people come to see you, did you? Turn out to be. It was the hostess who discovered the photographer at the masquerade party. Hiding in the toilet with a girl. I don't know what kind of shameful deeds he did. Her husband didn't panic at all. Not only did he break the hostess's glasses, he also talked about a theory. Got the hostess right. You don't love me anymore. If you want a divorce, throw dirty water on me. You really disappoint me. Aren't you a pure pua? This scene also shocked the peeping Pipa. It turns out that the couple she drank were not that loving either. Pipa went to work the next day. Surprising discovery. The hostess opposite. I actually came to their eye hospital to get glasses. Pipa received her warmly. Only then did he know that the hostess's name was Julia. Pipa had a very good chat with her. They seemed to be close friends. Finished with glasses. Julia also invited Pipa to go to the spa together. Some friends of mine opened a spa this weekend. Maybe we could check that out or something. Suddenly we can be so close to each other. Pipa just discovered. It turns out that Julia's figure is also so perfect. Pipa obviously has some inferiority complex. Because Pipa often stays up late to peek. My skin is much worse. So she has no confidence. I really can't compare with you. After returning home, Pipa quickly picked up the telescope and knelt on CP. She saw that Julia had indeed shown her love to her husband. But her husband looked impatient. Let me talk to you about a vigorous love affair. You, setting yourself on fire. Pipa, who was peeping from the side, was very angry. She is going to tell Julia that her husband is cheating on her. But her boyfriend Thomas advised her not to meddle in her own business. I get that you, trying to do the right thing too, I get it. But let's get back to us. Later, Pipa made an appointment with Julia for a spa treatment. The two of them chatted about family. Julia says, her husband Saipan is a talented photographer. And he himself is a supermodel. The two of them were also involved in filming work. Just dating and getting married. We might have slept together after a shoot. Julia is still arrogant. Said her husband loved her very much. Only loyal to her. Pipa smiled slightly after hearing this. My husband loves me the most. He is loyal to me. I've already seen through your little bit of trouble. Talk back hard. In the later days of peeping, Pipa discovered that the photographer opposite had been cheating. Watching Julia treat herself like this sincerity. She doesn't want to hide her good sisters anymore. She thought twice. Or use email. Connected to Julia's printer at home. Sent a report document. My concubine wants to report Saipan Stone. Dirty photo studio. The crime cannot be punished. Her boyfriend Thomas was very angry when he saw it. He accused Pipa of not interfering in other people's families. Sure enough, what I was worried about happened. After Julia read the report documents, I took out a 40-meter sword. Sharpen your sword and head toward Saipan. But in the end he relented. I can't do it. Boyfriend Thomas warned Pipa again. The two of them should stop peeping immediately. And interfering in other people's lives. Just when the two of them were about to give up, suddenly discovered. Julia opposite actually committed suicide in grief. Oh my. No. See this scene. Thomas broke the house. He felt that all these tragedies were caused by Pipa. I told you we needed to stop. But no, you your goddamn sets of self-righteousness had to go and do that. Brother, it seems that you are the initiator. It was you who suggested taking a peek first. Thomas can't bear the guilt of his conscience. He said he wanted to break up with Pipa. He dropped the loot. I ran back to my hometown alone. It's over, Thomas. Pipa living alone. Then he started peeking more unscrupulously. Opposite Saipan. Julia is dead now. Saipan gets drunk at home alone every day. Pipa can't control the little deer in her heart. Jumping around. His mind kept shouting Saipan. Saipan, how much he wants to accompany Saipan. Peepa did a skin care routine in the bathroom. After coming out, he found out that Saipan went to the bar to drink. Peepa finally couldn't control it anymore. I also ran to the bar. At first he deliberately sat down far away, but it was soon discovered by Saipan. He is a single beauty. Saipan actually came to chat with him. Beauty, are you drinking alone? Yes brother. What's the matter with you? I want to tell you, I bought a pack of salt. Love you nothing. Needless to say, two people were chatting passionately in the bar. Peepa was secretly happy in her heart. The two of them are so in tune with each other. While chatting, Peepa told a legendary story. Remind Saipan to cherish the people around him. Tell him not to forget Julia. To show that the grass isn't greener. I didn't expect to finish listening to the story of Peepa. Saipan replied directly to him saying, would it be strange if I asked to take your picture? Unexpectedly, Peepa actually agreed. Peepa eventually became, in the scene he peeked at before, the person he is ashamed of. At this time, Peepa was overwhelmed by hormones. He actually signed away the copyright of his fruit photos for free. After taking the photo, the two of them really started to fall in love with each other. I don't know what heaven and earth are. Shameless. Who knew that at this moment, her boyfriend Thomas bought a bouquet of flowers. I ran back to admit my mistake to her and got back together. Thomas returned home, didn't see Peepa. He first took a bottle of water and drank it. Tons. After drinking, he also fed some domestic birds for them. When he drinks water, he glanced at the photographer opposite, making trouble again. Thomas couldn't hold it back. Picked up the telescope. It was really a bolt from the blue. Peepa had a romantic night on the opposite side. I didn't go home until early the next morning. But as soon as you enter the door, he then discovered that Thomas had hanged himself. It was Peepa who blamed herself very much. She confessed to her best friend and colleague. It must have been that night. Thomas saw her with Saipan. That's why she committed suicide in grief and anger. But her best friend comforted her not to blame herself so much. Thomas, I broke up with you the day before. It's not your fault. You are a single woman, and it is common knowledge that the fastest way to mend a broken heart is to do the most unhealthy fucked up shit you can possibly think of. After listening to my best friend's comfort, Peepa felt a lot more relaxed. She also thinks it's all a misunderstanding. Peepa is ready for a new life. She is ready to pursue Saipan. Forget being with him. It just so happens that Saipan is going to hold a personal photography exhibition. Peepa also went to the exhibition. My knight, I came to support your art exhibition. Thank you, you are such a good person. Peepa originally thought Saipan will be in his personal photography exhibition. Confessed to her in public. My partner in crime on this, the love of my life. Wow, what a romantic man. Seems only right that she should be up here with me. Everyone, Julia. I didn't expect that when Saipan gave his last speech of thanks, he actually invited his wife Julia to the stage. Unexpected. I am living well. At this time, Peepa's head was really buzzing. What's going on? Isn't he dead? Before Peepa could recover, the couple on stage gave him another critical hit. The two of them exhibited their final work in public. It's actually a nude photo of the heroine Peepa. Peepa is completely dead now. The whole time that they were watching us. Well, we were watching them. It turns out that this was all a conspiracy by the opposite couple. The first day the heroine Peepa and her boyfriend moved in, Saipan and Julia noticed them both. On the first day, they discovered the Pa and Thomas are peeking at them. Then, Julia wants her husband Saipan to act with him, performing for two young people across from me. Before we always thought this photographer is a scumbag who doesn't care about his wife. But in fact Julia was the mastermind behind this incident. Saipan is a man who completely obeys his wife. Go find Peepa to get glasses. To the later masquerade and suicide. Finally, seduce Peepa. It was all carefully planned by the couple. They just want to play with Peepa and Thomas. These two voyeurs. Yes, we created our own narrative. And made it available for them to watch. We gave them front row seats. And they did. It's really scary to think about it. What's even more frightening is Peepa and Thomas are peeking and eavesdropping, and Julia and his wife. It is a high-definition camera installed directly. They showed the heroine's ugly behavior. Everything was recorded. In the end, the voyeur killed himself instead. Julia and his wife also took the voyeur as their photography topic. Attracted countless fans. There are fans who give them too. Presented to Longford in 1982. As a gift. At last, Julia was still at home provoking Peepa opposite. At this time, Peepa, who was sad at home, suddenly discovered that several of the birds he kept at home died, and the water he just fed to the bird. It's the same bottle Thomas drank from before he died. He quickly rushed to the apartment opposite to find Saipan. He said Thomas didn't commit suicide. There was a murder. Stop fucking us. Around saw Saipan's reaction. Could it be that Pipa's guess was correct? He insisted. The water must have been poisoned by Julia. That night while he was having an affair with Saipan, Julia must have sneaked into his house. Poisoned Thomas with water. Then he hung him up and made a fake self-killing scene, but this is all Pipa's conjecture. There's no evidence at all. Whether it's poisoning or hanging. It will be verified by forensics, right? That is a hell of a theory, Pippa. Do you have any proof? No. Anyway, Pippa doesn't care. He decided that it was this couple who killed Thomas. Julia and Sabin didn't bother to talk to him. The two of them continued to celebrate at home drinking wine. Suddenly after drinking, I fainted. Unexpectedly, they just drank the 1982 Lafite. It was given to them by Pippa disguised as a fan. He drugged the wine, because he is a professional ophthalmologist. He directly used the ophthalmic instrument he is best at. Punctured the corneas of Julia and Saipan. The end of the story. Opposite of Saipan and Julia. A new pair of neighbors moved in. The new neighbors can still see them both, but they are both blind. Nothing can be seen. After completing the revenge, Pippa left gracefully. This ending is really confusing. This movie is about Pippa and her boyfriend peeping first. Just fell into the scheme of the opposite couple. Not only killed Thomas, it also made Pippa completely socialized. The story should end here. This will alert those who love peeping, but if anything it's a warning. However, at the end of the movie, there is a scene about Pippa's revenge. It feels like it's just for the protagonist's halo. Do you have? It is precisely because of this unreasonable ending. This caused the movie's rating to drop a notch. I don't know, friends. What do you think of this story? Okay, that's it for today's story. Remember to give me a thumbs up before leaving. Also, be sure to respect other people's privacy. Finish spreading flowers.